Hi there, I'm meteorologist Robert Speta. Typhoon Shanshan, a stubborn storm system. What I mean by that, the forecast continues to change bit by bit here, with it edging further and further towards the west, with landfall now likely around the Amami Islands. Now, if you're in Okinawa around Naha, you're thinking, what? This has changed, because just 48 hours ago, it was expected to edge towards north here around the Kii Peninsula, maybe even become a super typhoon. But what we have been seeing is this high pressure ridge off towards the north and east, kind of keeping it on that westward track. And it goes back to what I've been saying for years now, is that if we had typhoon hunters like hurricane hunters have in the Atlantic, the forecast would be a lot better. But we just have to base this all on satellite analysis, the Dvorak system, kind of give a remote idea of what's going on instead of the real data inside the storm. And it does make a difference, and we're seeing it here with this forecast edging the storm further towards the west. It is not, if you look at this, you think, is that a super typhoon? By no means. Pretty disorganized, does have a lot of dry air filtering into it, but with all that said, it is still ramping up, and it is still expected to intensify as it edges further towards the north and west here. Right now, going up to about 140 km/h winds, 155, so not quite super typhoon, but look at the ECMWF, though. That kind of pulls it over the Amami Islands, staying north of Okinawa. I know you're worried about it, but it looks like just dry air wrapping around behind this. And then it makes that sharp turn towards the north and east, weakening as it nears Kyushu, Shikoku, the Kii Peninsula. So our friends in Iwakuni, for example, you're going to be looking at some impacts here Tuesday over towards Wednesday. Same in Osaka, Shikoku, Kagoshima, all looking at some impacts from this storm system. Now, here's a look at the ensembles. This is the ECMWF and the GFS. Both have this moving off towards west, lingering here, and then making that turn towards the north and east. Same with the GFS spaghetti plots. Kind of show you know what I'm talking about with this moving off towards the west, kind of making that sharp turn. So both do expect this to churn. The timing and the speed of that is still uncertain. And once that does happen, the longer it lingers here, the more it does have a chance to maybe gain a little bit of strength too. Mention though, it all thanks to this high pressure ridge towards our north and east that's been kind of pushing it, and it's in a weaker steering flow environment. So it's one of those tougher storm systems to kind of forecast. The idea was it's supposed to edge off here towards the Kii Peninsula. That just kind of keeps on edging it further and further west. So let's take a look at our high resolution guidance with the ECMWF. Right front quadrant, the worst part of the storm. That means places like Kagoshima, Sakurajima have very famous volcano right in there. Looking off towards the north, all around Mie Prefecture into Shikoku, the Kii Peninsula. Yeah, this rain is going to pump on shore for several days. I mean, Tuesday heading into Wednesday, which is my worry that we could see some spots here. And I'll show it in the rainfall outlook in a minute. 200 to 300 millimeters. Flood threat for real there along the coast. And then it pulls off towards the north and east. It looks like my graphics are a little bit off here as far as the timing on the speed and the rainfall totals. It kind of shifts. And this just shows you from run to run, it looks like I got one model run there and one model run there. Point is, a lot of rain is going to be lingering in the area. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some of these. Togubetsu Keiho, which is significant likelihood of catastrophic flooding. If you see that symbol on your phone, because I assume a lot of people watching this don't speak Japanese, be worried. You might probably see these advisories and warnings, but emergency warnings are rare, but we could see that potential here with this increase in heavy rainfall and that chance of some flooding as we go ahead over the course of the next few days. So let's look at the rainfall accumulation, kind of showing our storm as it edges off here, pumps that moisture on shore, parts of Kyushu, Shikoku, these areas in darker red, goes off my legend, 200 to 300 millimeters of rain. I think we could have some spots upwards of 500 millimeters of total precipitation in the mountains. And then it even extends across the Japanese Alps too, places like Nagoya, Nagano, and of course over towards Osaka. So here's on Wednesday, Kumamoto, 29 degrees, rain, lots of it. Same over towards Mie Prefecture. This is just going to be lingering right in there. Then you get that moisture wrapping it around. This is on Wednesday specifically. Plenty of rain at Osaka, Nagoya, even showers over towards Tokyo, Sendai. And then you got that front that's actually pulling it towards the north and east, bringing some thunderstorms possibly into the Sapporo area. So whole lot of stuff going on here. Track is edging west towards the Amami Islands. Heavy rainfall in Shikoku and Kyushu. That's one of the biggest worries. And it will continue to edge east of Okinawa. Okinawa. So yeah, something we're going to be watching out for here as well. So boy, lots and lots to talk about. Before I get into your specific forecast, I do want to give a shout out to our sponsor of this video. And that is Frontrunner Financial Consultancy. If you're in the market for affordable U.S. tax accounting and bookkeeping offered by U.S. qualified accountants, then choosing them is your best option. I know when I lived overseas, I had a hard time finding someone to help me with my taxes. So if you're in Japan, the Philippines, or anywhere else, check them out at frontrunnertaxfinancial.com and make sure you give them a shout out and say thanks for supporting this channel. All right, so yeah, once again, it's going to make that turn towards the north and east. Got that big wrap around, lots of impacts here, including in the Tokyo. Scattered showers Tuesday, Wednesday, over towards Thursday into Tokyo before things finally dry out by Friday into Saturday. So it's going to be several days of rainfall for our friends out here in the Kanto Plain. Meanwhile, you know, just taking a look at places like Iwakuni, you're going to be looking at scattered showers Wednesday over towards Thursday here, Friday and the Sunday. Friday and the Saturday, it is going to clear out. Some nicer weather on the backside of that. And if you are in Okinawa, I think just in general, you're going to be looking at those cloudy skies kind of kicking on by. All right, that's a look at what we're having out here today. If you have any questions, let me know. Big thanks for all our support on Patreon, not only our sponsors, but everybody who does donate. My goal is to be able to do this full time, so I can't thank you guys enough for supporting the channel. One more thing before I let you go, if you watched all the way through, take a look at this graphic. This is the long-range GFS, and boy, even after Shanshan, we could have something else develop out there. There's a lot happening, so of course I'll be here to keep you posted.